minute this morning. It's Friday. I'm a little annoyed today. Get in the zone. Auto zone. Annoyed. I gotta sign everything in. Facebook slapped me yesterday. You slapping people? Facebook, y'all. Why y'all slap people? I can't understand some things. I have to log everything back in because they slapped my hand yesterday. I was hanging out on Ty's live stream. Had a little fun. Talking about Planet of the Apes and monkeys and politics. Apparently you can't say if people look like certain people. So I don't know where we're going with that whole cyberbullying thing. I'm a little annoyed. I am a little annoyed. You have to be able to say what you gotta say. You gotta say what you gotta say, people. I don't understand why Facebook, it's not Facebook, it's just all social media. Why don't you want to go on this journey with us? Why don't you want to help us evolve the human race? Why do you want to hold us back constantly censoring people and stopping free speech and allowing people to actually have discussions, right? I don't get that, right? If somebody is bombing children and they're murdering kids and they're causing rape to be prolific and normalized through mass incarceration because they're involved with the government, and somebody say that you look like a fantasy monkey, I think they should be able to say you look like a fantasy monkey. That's what hey, if you were a nice person, if you were doing nice things, helping people, feeding the homeless, taking care of people, making sure little white babies, little black babies, little Hispanic babies all got some food, and not infamil, but some natural, organic, Gerber type, mush type food. If you were educating the public and helping people, just a sweet, nice little old lady. Okay, then I get it. That's bullying. That's bad. You shouldn't talk about her. That's wrong. But if you are a war queen and a warmonger, you deserve whatever comes your way, especially if you look like the fantasy monkey, especially. So I'm not gonna say no names. No, I got slapped on my hand. I'm not gonna say nothing. They're gonna slap me again. And I get banned or something. I can't make no videos for 30 days or 3 weeks or something like that. You know, I gotta go watch somebody else. I get annoyed with it. You gotta let people speak. Social media. I was thinking about the other day. It might have been this morning. It felt like the other day. That's what happens when you get old. It could be yesterday, 2 minutes ago, 8 hours ago, 10 years ago. It feels like it's yesterday. Yesterday, I was thinking about social media could totally lead a peaceful revolution to help fix the world. Hey, I'm in trouble. Debbie's here. I'm in trouble. Oh, Debbie. Let me. Y'all. I can say something to Debbie real quick. I said, Debbie, go watch Harsh's video last night. He was talking about you. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all. Impressions are. How's that saying go? Impressions are the. Something about impressions and flattery. Something like that. They were doing Harsh was doing some Debbie impressions last night. He was doing everybody impression. He hit everybody. And by far the funniest impression, I'm sorry, he did. I think the top prize, it went to Tatsu's GPS. Tatsu is, Harsh Med is hilarious. Somebody posted links so Debbie could go to Harsh Med. I have to post it. So top prize went to Tatsu's GPS, live streaming while driving. At the next, I can't even do it. I'm not gonna. Y'all just have to watch. I should pull it up. We should listen to it. I think the second prize went to his Debbie impression, which actually is what I'm talking about today. Debbie kind of inspired me. Every time I've met with Debbie, Debbie always says, "You gotta address the corruption and the fraud." The fraud, right? And so Harsh did it. I can't do it. I can't do it, Debbie. I can't do it, Debbie. But But it's a root cause thing. And that's what I love. That's what I was thinking about this morning. I posted, what was I posting? I was posting about the election and gun control. Everybody want to change the machines, fix the machines. And y'all never listen to Debbie. And Debbie's always, she's yelling and screaming, address the corruption and the fraud, the fraud. And while it's funny, and it's FROD, it's not FFAUD. I think is it Boston? I don't know where the accent comes from. But the wisdom in that, like, think about that for a minute. Because I was thinking about gun control. It's like, yeah, same, we got the same problem with gun control. You got people, they always want to go after the inanimate object. What the hell is wrong with us? Like, the inanimate object didn't do it. You can flip that out. Nothing to change. Kind of like a president. You can flip that out. If the system's corrupt, if you got fraud, nothing's going to change. Right? So I was like, so what is all this focus on the election machines? It's just a stupid robot, right? Yeah, thank you. It's a machine. If you have a corrupt system, you're always going to have corruption. And that's part of what leads me down. People call me, I guess now they're calling me an anarchist. I'm not an anarchist. I'm not even sure what that is. What do I know? I know that I hate your politics, and I think politics is stupid, and I think politicians shouldn't exist. That's what I believe. And if we have this government thing, and it can't seem to stop killing people, we got to have a conversation about that, right? Like, if every model of government that everybody's coming up with, the best and the brightest minds, and we always end up with corruption and fraud. We always end up with fraud. If we always get some fraud, then there's something institutionally wrong with this thing. Whether you call it government, whether you call it drone warfare, whether you call it war on terrorism, whether you call it mass incarceration that normalizes rape culture, right? If this thing is creating a thing that we want to get rid of, that it was an evolutionary learned thing that we need to evolve out of, then we need to get rid of that thing. That doesn't make you an anarchist. It doesn't make you anti-government. It makes you don't murder people, don't kill people, don't rape people, don't throw them in cages, and leave people alone. And if you can't make a government that can actually leave human beings alone and let them live, you don't get to have that thing. Right? So this, to me, this is the thing. So you can call me an anarchist if you want. I'm just simply saying this. You need to go back to the drawing board and take that government thing. And while you do that, we're going to be like, who's it, Italy? Italy don't have a government. I'm sorry, Italy. Y'all don't have government. Y'all have government. I said, I won't go to Italy. Got to come with love with y'all for a little bit. They don't have a government, but I think they're getting a government. I think they're getting one. I think they're getting it fixed. I thought I saw something this morning. But until you can make this thing, whatever this thing is, could be a tank, could be a B-2 bomber, it could be anything. Until you get this government thing and get it to stop doing this murder thing, it has to go away. That doesn't make you an anarchist. It makes you a human freaking being, right? And government can come back once you actually make one. So anyway, this other thing I was thinking about. So I got, you know who's behind me? Wolverine. I was thinking about evolution this morning. I was thinking about evolution. I was watching a good Tatu's live stream yesterday. He did one on capitalism. Capitalism versus crony capitalism. And I got to thinking, can you actually have a government? Do we even know how to make a government without fraud? Is fraud a natural part of it? Like, can you have a capitalist system built by capitalists that's not crony? Is it possible? First of all, do you know the difference between crony capitalism and capitalism? Capitalism, we've never seen. We've never had it. Capitalism is kind of like Christianity. Never seen it, never had it. What George Carlin said, Christianity sound like a nice religion. Are we going to start doing that any day soon? We've never had a capitalism style government. You never had one. It's always cronyism. And I'm thinking about it. If the basic construct of a thing is fraud and corruption, can you actually have that thing? A capitalist by design is going to thrive on greed and making money and consolidating and swallowing it. So it's always going to be crony. It's always going to be me and my friends, and the rest of y'all get pushed out. So I don't think government models are an answer to anything other than ignorance and division, because you'll never have a socialist government. It'll always be cronyism. You'll never have a communist government. It'll always be crony. And you'll never have a capitalist government. It'll all be crony. Because capitalists run every damn thing. They own all the power. They got all the banks. They got the central banks, the money, and the power. And have you ever tried to take candy from a baby? The baby will bite the hell out you if you try to take it. Do you think you're going to take the billionaires' dollars? Do you think you're going to take their power? Do you think you're going to take the capitalist structure? No. All they're going to do is they're going to take something, they're going to make it crony, they're going to roll it out. Why? It's like taking a Wolverine home. First of all, Wolverine is one of the few unpeacefully evolved species on the planet. Wolverine don't give a damn about you. Wolverine's like the honey badger. Y'all remember honey badger racism a little while ago? Honey badger don't care. Honey badger bite the hell out you. Honey badger bite you, rip testicles off. Honey badger don't care. Wolverine is the same way. Wolverine got a bad attitude. It's like it's like a wife you haven't bought roses for in like 8 years. You haven't taken her out to dinner in 22. It's like her in the morning without a cup of coffee. Wolverine don't give it. Husband too. I think husbands are that way too, I guess. I don't know. They're grumpy. But you see a Wolverine in the forest, it's coming after you. It doesn't care, right? It's basic bare bone design is to be a predator, to come for you and take what you got, rip your flesh apart, get that energy. And I ask you, survival of the fittest, have we actually gotten rid of that? Have we actually gotten rid of survival of the fittest? Or did we just flip survival of the most vicious person, animal that can rip your flesh apart? Doesn't care if you're a baby, a newborn, pregnant, just tear you all up. I know, you get old, you can do that. Your lips, you see my lips? Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do that. So look, if we continue to keep our viciousness and take our evolved viciousness that need to collect resources, the need to collect energy from flesh, right? That predatory instinct, and we turn it into financial predatory instinct, you'll never not have FROD. You ain't gonna get it. Oh shoot, where's Harsh? You ain't gonna get rid of the FROD. You'll never get rid of it because the FROD is a part of it. The Wolverine doesn't care about your corruption, baby. The Wolverine don't care about your corruption, darling. The Wolverine don't care about what you know, like think about it. Think about this from a bare bones basic level. Think about it. No, Debbie, you spelled it wrong. It's not F-A-A-U-D. No, it's F-R-O-D. We were spelling it last night, Greg. I watched the live stream. Watch the live stream. Harsh, you in so much trouble with Debbie makes a video. You in big trouble, brother. Debbie, I had nothing to do with it. So, but if the nature of the Wolverine is to rip apart flesh to consume energy, you're not going to take that out of it. Why would we take our viciousness as the human race, our evolved ability to not give a damn if you were a child, a baby, or whatever, and rip the hell out of you and take as much money as we can? Why would we turn survival of the fittest into survival of the financial fittest, right? Who bubbles to the top of a corrupt, bloody system that was evolved and now it's a monetary system? Who will always be at the top of that? Certainly not the deer. Certainly not the bonobos. They're not going to be at the top of it. If your system is based on viciousness and not giving a damn about kids, starving them, letting them eat mud cakes, you know, fussing about whether somebody said it's an S-hole country, and it really is an S-hole country because we allowed the most vicious people bubble to the top, something that we wanted to get rid of, we chose not to get rid of, and we keep rolling out new monetary solution after monetary solution, new government after government, and their whole basis is fraud and power and control. Nothing will ever change, right? And this is completely anti to who I am, which is why I'm saying I'm okay to be wrong. I used to believe in capitalism. I did. I used to believe in libertarianism. I used to believe in all those things. And now I'm just like, you know what? Everybody's right and everybody's wrong. Everybody has something good. Like even with the capitalism thing, I'm not nailing y'all. It got us to a certain point. Mind you, without capitalism, we wouldn't have the world we have today. I get that. However, we need to keep moving. And over and above taking out violence, you can have some sort of capitalism thing on top of it maybe. But the bare bones basic that allows viciousness and violence and death to occur, that's got to go away. That's gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious. I keep saying y'all talk about harsh. Corruption and the fraud. You gotta get rid of the corruption and the fraud. And right, and to do that, you gotta get rid of a system that's based on competing to a degree where you don't take into account the least off you hurt. Like, good example. So whoever the senator, congressman, whatever, is a liar. I don't know what he is, who he is. He went to Israel and came back. 10 million a day, I guess, is not enough. So we're going to give him more millions per day. Is that a good idea? Is it a good idea? Is it a good idea that we got starving kids? People die of starvation in the United States of America. Is it a good idea to spend more money to people killing people? Is it a good idea? Are we making America great again by ignoring the poor people all across America and killing poor people all over the world? Is that a good idea? Or is that just the evolved Wolverine idea? Is that just an evolved, is that Christianity? So somebody was telling me yesterday, oh, but Trump, I think he is a Christian. I was like, baby, he's not a Christian. I'm sorry. I've been in churches all my life. I've seen all kinds. He is like elections. I was thinking about this morning. You know what elections in the United States are? It seems like around the world for you, I don't call you idiots, but you're special people who are like adopting America's system. American election systems are about, they're an audition. It's a billionaire's audition. The billionaires in the industry sit back and they look at who can lie to the people the best. Who good at it? Who's got that charisma? And it's a phenomenal, fantastic, wonderful thing because it allows people who want to control other people creativity to see who can make people look the dumbest, right? Like this is how the American elections work. And so that dummy or that actor gets up on that stage to see who can get the most clapping for whatever's happening at the time, whether they be handicapped or black or woman or whatever, racism, genderism, whatever that's going on in the country, right? Tribalism, what religion, whatever. They get the guy up there and whoever can get the most people clapping, they get to decide who to put on stage. And that's the real. If you don't get rid of the corruption and the fraud, if you don't get rid of the Wolverine-like viciousness to rip flesh apart and not care, the most evil people who don't care, the biggest Wolverine, the one with the biggest teeth, the most vicious one, and then you put it on a stage play in an audition, it'll be the one with the biggest, nastiest teeth, the sharpest claws, who looks the sweetest. Look like a bunny rabbit. Oh, look cute. Got little fluffy ears, little pink, little, and it's happy. And it rips the hell out of the poor. That's the system we built. It's ugly, I know, but that's the reality of it. Every president on stage, it's the same skit. Now they're allowed to have a little, what is it called? Musicians do impressionism. There's a little impressionism allowed. They allow you to kind of change this and change that, do a little tweaks and turns, but the job is still the same. The job is still who can lie to the people the best, who can take a naive population and get them to be okay with invading an entire world. You fix the entire world when you fix America. You fix America when you look at the bare bones basic problem. We've taken the worst characteristics, survival of the fittest, and we've implemented into our very model of government. And you'll never get anything good out of it. You can put all the Band-Aid and duct tape that you want on it. You're not gonna fix it. The very model is corrupt to the core. The very model can't be letting people starve and die. The very model can't be bombing the most poor. The very model can't be tribalism. I know, I'm mad as hell at designing this. I am. But guess what? The people too. And a lot of them were born there and indoctrinated to be that way. I was a freaking idiot till I was probably about 25, 30 years old. I was dumb as a bag of bricks, you know? You know, you look at some of the issues that you're given and you're indoctrinated real good. The systems are phenomenal at making you a fool and getting you to be tribal. Our position has to be one of helping build a model that works for everybody, everywhere, not picking a team, not picking a side, because all the sides are corrupt. Corruption and the fraud, all of them. Look at the Republicans. Do the Republicans like the Republic? No, they hate states' rights. They can't stand it. They're deleting and burning the Constitution fast as everybody else. You know, look at the Democrats. Do you think they like democracy? Hell no. Hell no. The only democracy they like is the forms of gang rape democracy. There's no democracy within the Democrats. The very president, Jimmy Carter even said it. There is no democracy that's functioning. Right? Now, how they threw Bernie out. Look at the Christians. Look at the conservatives. Do you think they're conservative? Do you actually think that they're Christian? Do you? And I'm not talking about you if you're conservative. I'm talking about your leadership. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying, look at your conservative leadership and their complicity with bombing and murdering and killing and just breaking every one of the 10. Is there any one of the 10 commandments that conservative leadership hasn't broken yet? And you think that Jesus knows them? You think they know Jesus? Right? But look at the extremeness that they push everybody to. I mean, even the abortion discussion. It's not even a discussion anymore. It's a vicious debate. And I murdered children. Yay! And the other side, you can't do anything. I control your body. They make everybody so insanely crazy Wolverine-like tribal monsters. You know? And I think we should evolve out of that. I think it's easy. I think it's a lot easier than what you think. I think putting on other people's shoes is the first step. Then looking at the fraud in the system. Do you have a system that can avoid fraud? Democide. You know what democide is? The word democide shouldn't even exist. Democide is the study of a government killing its own population. Who is the greatest murderer of human beings on this planet? What group, what organization, what invention of man is the biggest murder of human beings on this planet? First of all, I'll give you a hint. Number one is not an invention of man. Number one is an invention of nature. It's called malaria. Number one is trying to kill all y'all because y'all are dumb and the planet's trying to wipe y'all out. That's number one is malaria. But the biggest invention, the only invention that killed more people than any other invention is not the atom bomb. You want to talk about nuclear proliferation? Nuclear bombs aren't the problem. It's your government. Government is the biggest killer of people on this planet and has always been. Explain to me, make a case to me, tell me why logically government should exist. Tell me, please, somebody. Tell me what's worse than this. Tell me what's worse than burying toddlers under hundreds of tons of rubble and concrete cement while people are clapping for the politicians that are doing it. Tell me what's worse than that. Tell me what builds up that anger in your Christ God, in your Buddha, in your whatever you believe in. Tell me what makes them more angry than them sending these little babies down to this planet and you clapping for the people that are murdering. Tell me, you say they hate us for our freedom. They don't hate us for our freedom. They hate us because you hate your God. They hate us because you hate what he believes in. They hate us because the atheists don't even believe in natural law anymore. That's why they hate us. They hate us because you're murdering them. Like, my God, this is insanity, but it's so easy to fix. Look at the Wolverine. Look at his teeth. What would happen if you took the Wolverine's teeth away? Ask yourself, what would happen if you took his claws away? What would become of that Wolverine? That Wolverine would have to learn how to eat something else, wouldn't it? That Wolverine would have to beg for a little bit of blood. That Wolverine had to get some berries or something, right? If you take the military from your government, what happens? If you take the nukes from your government, not about taking somebody else's nukes, about taking your nukes. Because America, your problem is North Korea. Your problem is in your own mirror. Your problem is yourself. Your problem is you hate yourself, so you're okay with murdering everybody else. That's your problem. North Korea, Kim Young done something else, that's his people's problem. Russia ain't your problem. You can't look at Russia's teeth and you got your government baring your teeth and dripping down in the flesh every day. That's why I got upset yesterday. I was on Ty's broadcast, man. I'm sitting like, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm getting in trouble. I can't say it. But I was upset, like, wait a minute. They're talking about bad about them. Who is this woman? What does she do? She's murdering people. She's killing. She's okay with mass incarceration and killing babies and putting, like I got into this discussion yesterday. We're talking about just babies and the frontal lobe. You realize that human beings don't even have a frontal lobe till they're 26? 26. You can't even make a decision till you're 26 like a human damn being. You're not even genetically a human being. Your brain passageways and the neurons have not even formed till you're 26. Why in the hell are we putting guns in these babies' hands? Explain that to me. Explain that to me. How do you logic and sleep at night with putting these little kids in prisons? They're still trying to learn. And instead of letting them become these creatures and Teslas and figuring things out, we turn them into killers. We turn them into starvation Wolverines, starving in a ghetto, starving in a trailer park, doesn't have what they need. So they got to learn how to bare some teeth. They got to learn how to fight with the police. They got to learn how to join white nationalism, get a little love and something that, because we put them in a situation where they got to be a Wolverine. We got to be smarter than that. Y'all's fraud. You got to address the corruption and the fraud. If you don't address the actual problem, you will never solve anything. And this is why I laugh all day. I do. I laugh. I sit here and laugh all day. I'm like, do y'all see the teeth? Y'all don't see the teeth. Y'all see the teeth. Is anybody looking at the teeth? No, don't look at the fur. Don't look at the log. Don't look at the screen behind. This is a screenplay. They're making you look like a fool. It's kabuki theater. Y'all know kabuki theater is. Do you? We're tired. Y'all do your homework. It's so easy. And I guess it's, like I said, it's not funny. It's so ridiculous. It's funny. It's like Nikola Tesla. Think about this. Think about it. I posted something. I forgot what the hell I was saying. I was thinking about Nikola Tesla. And Nikola Tesla was a great example of something. What was Nikola Tesla? Okay. Nikola Tesla demonstrated greed is the antithesis of technological innovation. And we built a whole world based on a model of holding back technological innovation. How does that make any sense? How is that sentient? How is that logic? How is that anything anybody would want to prop up, hold up, and support? Somebody explain that to me. Somebody tell me why, if we have repeatedly a model. You know who Nikola Tesla is. Hopefully y'all do. Hopefully you know that it was a man who evolved without teeth. He didn't have teeth in the claws of the Wolverine. He realized that if we help people, we roll out free energy, people stop fighting. You can take care of people. You make it free. If energy's free, you know, one day you'll have robots and automation. That means everything else will be free. And free is the worst word that you can say to a billionaire. He can't let you have anything free. If he lets you have something free, you'll be happy. If you're happy, you won't stay in your tribe. You won't keep calling yourself black and white and all of these ridiculous things. I posted the other day, I was trying to tell somebody, like, you want to know what your real color is? Like, honestly, like, y'all want to talk about color? If you want to know the scientific, your actual color, look at your palm. Look at the bottom of your feet. Look at the places on your body that solar energy isn't constantly changing to fool you to dummy when you look in the mirror as to what color you think your skin actually is. That's your color. We're all the same damn color. But we're also, too many of us are the same damn stupid. We got to stop. We got to let it go. We don't have, this is why I keep half the time my messages, we don't have a lot of time for this, y'all. We honestly don't. That Wolverine ain't playing. You think he's playing. You think he looks like a bunny. You think he got some bunny ears and hopping around. He ain't playing. We have taken some of the most decent people, born as a child, some of our intellectuals, and turned them into little greedy bastards all throughout the business class and the middle class. And they're doing everything they can to rip the flesh out of the poorest because the model looks like it's a bunny. The model, and this is what I'm saying about social media and Facebook. You know, these things can be tools to fix everything that's wrong with the world. They can be tools to let people say the ugly, the honest ugly, so that we can fix it. And this is why I'm always, I love Facebook. I do. Like I said, y'all joke around. I love Mark Zuckerberg. It's funny. It is. But it is a phenomenal tool that could change everything. Everything. It can speed up the doomsday clock. It can put nitro and turbo in that clock and spin that hand around and end it. Or it can allow us to see the real ugly in our world. We can use it for bunnies and kittens, which I like bunnies and kittens. But yeah, everybody like bunnies and kittens. But we can use it to display our ugly. We can use it to solve our problems. You can use it to allow people to have free speech and speak and actually fix the problems with this world. So we can see the teeth of the Wolverine. So we can see that these predatory models don't need to exist. So we can educate the middle class as to the damage that they're doing to everybody else while their life feels so good. It seems so nice. The kids got on nice Sunday school suits. They go, this so pretty. No, it's not a vicious thing. I'm just sending them to college so they can get a degree, so they can have a good, nice life and do nice things. And not tell them that that college is the very reason that S-hole countries exist. That competition is the very sharp, the tip of the spear, the tip of the viciousness of the Wolverine. Social media can fix everything. And it's really about how we use it. Do we use it to bring people together? Do we use it to look at our own ugly? You know, a lot of my background, I came out of the, I'm not sure where I came from. That's where I come from. The planet Melmac. I came from, that's where Alf came from. Y'all don't know Alf, y'all too young. Libertarianism, right? Which is a good thing. Like a lot of my model is based in leave people alone. They were right with that. Give people liberty, leave them alone. When people are doing things to help other people, they are the most phenomenal inventors they'll ever become. The Nikola Teslas. Capitalism's right. You got to give people a motivation to keep them going. But it's not money. It's collectivism. Doing good, helping people. Because that's how we feel good when we help people. Conservatives are right. They read the Bible. Supposed to love people. Love everybody. Give everybody the shirt off your back. The Democrats are right to a degree. You do got to look out for people. And you do have to have some sort of a democratic style something system that allows everybody to have a voice. Republicans are right. You got to have some sort of a broken apart republic type system. Smaller governments, tribal, not big, massive governments with big gnashing, narrowing teeth that can rip the flesh out of another country. Isolationists are right. Isolationists are sustainable. You have to have sustainable communities and sustainable countries, which is one of the things that this stage play of a puppet president actually has right. America needs to stop its influence in the world. America, like we're on the cusp of a trade war. The trade war is getting started. I think I'm the only one that's cheering it. Yes, bring it. He even pulled out the stops for, was it Canada and Mexico and somebody else? He was European Union. He was giving them a break, and now that's coming into effect on Friday. So they said, we're gonna have our tariffs against your tariffs. And I'm like, yes. We need a trade war. We need it. We are not, this earth is not sustainable the way it is at all. We can't be based on each other. Y'all know there's an asteroid coming for us right now. Right now, there's an asteroid that has our name on it. It can land tomorrow. It can land in a million years. It might wipe out half the population of the earth. What happens if we're dependent across the whole planet on everybody? We got to ship goods and something that's mined there. We're not mining here. We don't have factories for it here. We don't have solar panels because we pump the power out of your country because you're a poor, impoverished country. We don't grow tomatoes. Don't even know how to grow no damn tomatoes because we get them from Mexico. And so Mexicans can't even afford the damn tomatoes that grow there because they're worth $5 each because you can sell them as heirloom organic tomatoes. And they ain't organic in America. If we're not sustainable in small republic type communities, we're not going to make it. Armageddon. Yes, Eva, Armageddon is coming. You know what? What's his name? Iris, Elbra, Iris. What's his name? You know what social media can do? I want a UK accent. Y'all selling them? They don't sell this week. I want to, because man, language is everything. I don't know who's that keeps talking about language. Brother Chris, somebody talk about, oh, his Chris. Harsh got Chris too. He got Chris. Every time he does Chris, it sounds like Eddie Murphy. He get his voice pitch goes up. Oh man. Anyway, all right. I'm sorry. I had to post that. I lost my train of thought. Idris Elba. You know what he says? One of his famous sayings I like. Today we are canceling the apocalypse. Like there's no, I don't think there's any vowels in it. Apocalypse. Today, and he got a deep voice too. My voice ain't that deep. Like, let me work on it. Today we are canceling the apocalypse. We can cancel the apocalypse, y'all. We can cancel it. This is what Nikola Tesla was trying to do. The apocalypse is always coming. The asteroid is always coming. We can blow asteroids up. The volcano is always coming. We can probably cork it. We can relieve the pressure. We can utilize technology to prepare for the apocalypse. We can do that, but we can't till we get rid of the fraud. The fraud has to go. All of these systems are fraud. They're all based in fraud. I need to look at the comments. I'm like flipping. I need to look at the comments. Social media can cancel the apocalypse. It can. Maybe it can't. I mean, there's a bigger apocalypse coming because the sun is growing. Eventually that's going to envelop the earth. You know, I don't know. Maybe put like a Dyson sphere around it and caps the sun. Just harvest energy out of it. Maybe that's possible. Maybe that apocalypse is cancelable too. But you know, we don't even know that because we're so dumb, stupid, going to colleges, figuring out how to fight somebody else and take some of their money and hoard our own little money instead of joining a collective and figuring out how to cancel all these apocalypses that are coming. I think that's why the aliens put us here. I do. I think that's why your alien gods put us here. To see if we were going to evolve to be smart enough to figure out that if we don't work together and take the fraud out of the system, that we don't get to make it. I think that's what this is about. I think this is about they start life on the planet. The genetic engineers come down, figure out who is the most intelligent on the planet. The monkey. The monkey seems like it's the smartest. Okay, let's give it some DNA. Come back in 20,000 years and let's see if it figured out. You got to get rid of the fraud. You got to love each other and you got to work together as a collective because you're one thing. Let's see if it can learn to take out the viciousness that it was evolved to do to collect resources and not hoard those resources, but share those resources. If it did, come on into space, man. Join the USS Federation. Hit Captain Kirk. Y'all say hi. We can't learn how to do that. Oh, the planet gonna take care of it. The planet don't take care of it. We'll just flick an asteroid. Let it blow everything up. Let's start all over. How to address the fraud. Let me go back to the comments. Got to drop corruption and the fraud. You got to do a root cause fix. That's what Debbie is saying with that. You got to do a root cause. You can flip the machines all you want. You can take all the guns you want. You know, knife crime is up in the UK. You can take out the inanimate actors because they always want you to focus on the inanimate object because they want to keep the fraud. The capitalists want to keep the corruption. Whether it's socialism, capitalism, communism, you can put whatever ism you want in there. If I got the power, I ain't giving it up. I don't care who you are. I'll let you think that you're going to fix things by bringing in some socialism. I know better than that. I control every damn thing. I'm a trillionaire. I didn't even let you know. I'm a billionaire. You think I'm a billionaire? I'm a trillionaire. I control the whole world. Do you think I'm actually going to let you, some damn surf monkeys, modify my system and how I make my trillions of dollars through some Democrats and Republicans? Oh, man, come on. Knowing all of them will sell you out for $100,000 campaign contribution, and you live in a world with billionaires and you think this is a solution? You mad at me that I'm not cheering? Yay, 2020! Jimbo Jobob! Yeah, he's gonna fix everything. She gonna fix everything. You think that actually is gonna solve anything? It's not. Listen to Debbie, the fraud. The fraud. You gotta adjust the corruption and the fraud. You gotta address the root cause of the problem, dummy. Stop talking tiddlywinks. Stop talking about some mid-tier guns and voting machines and silly dumbness, government systems. The damn thing shouldn't exist. You know what? Oh my God. Oh, Claudia's in. Hey, Claudia. I got, oh, Claudia, Debbie did you. Oh, Claudia. Y'all didn't see Debbie. Debbie did a Claudia impression. Oh, gosh. I know it's X-Files. I'm probably getting in trouble for saying this one, too. Oh, my gosh. She's like, Debbie called me. I know she's like, Claudia called me up. I picked the phone. Hey, Claudia. Said Claudia won't even say hi. Claudia, when she's pissed off. It's us. It's us. All right, all right. I'm way in trouble actually. Don't fuss. Like I didn't say the word. I didn't cuss. I put a ph. Don't fuss. All right. So I didn't do it, Claudia. Don't be mad at me. I didn't do it. Debbie did it. I'm telling you, Debbie. She did it. She didn't do a video. She did. Trust me. It's Debbie. But you gotta address it. You gotta have that passion to be wrong. We all came from wrong spots. All of us. We all came up, taught things that were wrong. Wrong. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna share something with y'all. You know what I was raised to believe? This is a little deep, it's a little real. I'm gonna tell you. I was raised in the Washington, D.C. area, and we were always, they call it Chocolate City, full of people with brown skin. Now they're white under their feet and they're white where solar energy don't touch. But dark skin, because they came from a place with solar radiation. One of the most racist towns on the planet. I'll tell you. Washington, D.C. And this is why I can't go along with their narratives on racism. I don't. The racism is so thick and powerful there. They don't even know that they're racist. And this is the middle ground area that I see. I moved away, and that gave me a chance to really look and see. That gave me a chance to like really put myself in other people's shoes. Whenever you use the word this white, black, it doesn't matter what you say next. If you begin a sentence with it, if you start a phrase with it, it's racism. White privilege, white supremacy, white anything. It's racism. If you have a party and you only want a preferred type of color people come, it's not only racist, but it's sick. You know why? It's time to evolve, you guys. Like I said, all the time, I admit where I'm wrong. It's time for all of us to admit where we're wrong and step away from our tribalistic ignorance and grow the hell up. And I'm not going into too much detail, but I was raised to hate white folk. I was. Not by my parents, not by my family, but just by the general narrative of the era, because you blamed white people for everything. Everything. Didn't matter what it was. And it was one of the slickest tricks they ever played on a group of people. Because what the elite 1% always do, and in that 1%, there's a lot of black people in there too. There's a lot of Hispanic people, Asian people. They all play all their poor and their middle class against each other. And they blame each other for it. But what that narrative did is it shielded the 1% that was white. You would use, I hate that word. I don't know a better word right now. It shielded that 1%, the 1% that were behind the slavery, the 1% that utilized these economic systems, the 1% that got these teeth that are real sharp and deep, not the poor and the middle class whites, not even the upper class whites, but the elite. The ones that are really ripping the flesh out of the communities, both black and white communities. And they shielded themselves with the whole upper class, middle class, and poor whites with this idea of white privilege. Right? White devils, white this. You were raised to believe that. You have to get out of your racism, whether it's well-meaned or not. You're all being played against each other. We all have all the same things in common. Solar radiation doesn't mean a damn thing. We got to get away from that. If we don't get away from it, these Wolverine fraud systems, they're going to take us over. The only thing I think that protected me growing up in that area is I was a fat kid. I was a fat kid. I was one of the biggest kids. I could fight too, because I had big brothers. I could fight. I had big brothers to beat the hell out of me. Bastards. They were tall and skinny, had ankles like racehorses, but they were tall. They used to beat me up. So I could fight pretty good. About middle school, then the kids got a little bigger than I did, but that's another whole discussion. And so I was always a defender of the weak. I was always a defender of the people who couldn't get together with the group of monkeys. Oh, let me show you this picture from yesterday, the group of monkeys, right? Because people like to gang up on each other. And let me show you this. Because it's important to look at the picture. That's from yesterday. Hopefully I got it close. Because people will gang up on you if you look different. Where is it? Nope, it's not there. People will gang up on you if you look different. Here it goes. And so how I got out of that racism, that area, the Washington Post was trying to raise me to be, blame white people for everything. Blame everybody. Victim mentality. Because I saw this all the time. I saw, and it wasn't like black kids. It was always kids who were raised in more poverty than the other kids. Their skin color didn't matter. It meant absolutely nothing. They were raised with a little more poverty, a little more scarcity, and they would gang up on the little Asian kids. They gang up on the little Hispanic kids. They gang up on the white kids. I saw the reverse racism that y'all said. You can't reverse racism. Racism is just racism. The little monkey looked different. It had lighter skin, and so they gang up on it. And so I was fighting all the damn time because all my friends looked like the little ones. I was raised, you know, that religion that y'all hate, Christianity? I was raised in that. And I was taught that you never turn your back on a brother. You always stand with your brother. So I was always standing with my kids. I was also raised to be a little nerd. So I was in the advanced classes. And so all the kids in the advanced classes tend to, like, if you want to stay out of gym with the big gorillas, I know that sounds bad, doesn't it? It does. I know it kind of sounds like some Roseanne would say. All right, just let jokes be jokes, people. You got to do good in school. You got to do, if you, and this is why in the schools I went to that were mostly, what y'all will call black, the kids who didn't look like that, they knew how the hell to not go to gym with the rough ones, the ones who were raised in Southeast DC, the ones who did bring guns to school, the ones who were beating you up, taking your lunch money, locking you in lockers. We have to evolve out of that, right? Because ganging up on somebody and taking what they have is no different than this Wolverine right here, right? It's no different. You're utilizing your force and your teeth and your violence to take what someone else has. But you have to have an understanding of those who are taking it. They're also victims of the system also. We all got to learn to be wrong. We all got to accept that we're indoctrinated to be exactly what slave owners, if you're black, railroad tycoons, if you're Chinese or you're white, landowners, big bankers, robber barons, they gave you these names, they gave you these colors because they don't think you're any smarter than being a color. They don't have the respect for you to let you be anything other than a color. That's why I tell my kids, I said, you get a form, don't you dare put black on there. You're not black. Nothing stupid like that on no form. That's what the plantation owners called you. I don't care, you can shift it. Well, we colored. Plantation owner. It's still master's amazing design to give you a slave mind, to keep you continually calling yourself and your children something as demeaning as a solar radiation effect on 13 genes that regulate pigment in skin. You just basically, your child is born and say, you just dumb. You might as well just say that. You're dumb. You're black. You're white. You're just dumb. Gotta let that go. Let it all go. Raise your kids to be something greater. Give them collectivism as a tool. Take away the teeth. Don't give them the fangs and the claws, right? Their world can be significantly better than our world if we are intellectual enough to actually identify the root cause, fraud. The corruption and the fraud. If we can address the fact that the whole racial narrative is corruption and fraud. All of these systems have built-in evolutionary mind screws. that they abuse you with, right? Because what is, looking at somebody's skin anyway, and because television makes those people who look like that out to be violent, it's just a game of profit. It's all it is. It's all it ever is, right? We evolved to look at something and identify a threat from a distance. From a distance, we evolved as hunter-gatherers, and we see something brown in the distance. Look kind of furry, look kind of big. Damn it, that might be a grizzly bear. That's a grizzly bear. Get the spears, it's time to fight. Or we need to run, right? They utilize our perception of a threat against us. And so, we need to group up with things that don't look like grizzly bears. We need to group up with things that don't have that particular skin color. We need to group up with people who don't have that religion, because that religion is dangerous. The Muslims is evil. They believe in murder and rape and slavery and beheading people. Meanwhile, the Christians did all the same dirt, all of them. But you don't have to worry about that from a religious perspective, because you ain't gonna meet them people again. Like the people who did the crusade, they all in hell. I don't even know what hell is. I don't know if it exists. I mean, something's there. I don't know what it is, but they're all in that hell place. You want to go with them? Act like a crusader. Act like, take this perception thing and let it form its own racism, religiousism type thing, and keep dividing up in your tribalistic ways. It'll make sure that your kids grow up in slavery, no matter what their color is, because the robots, that's the next slavery that's coming. Automation is the next slavery that's coming. And we all walking right in. We're walking our kids right into it happily, because we're raising them to be these little Wolverines, fighting over what they have. Let me look at the comments. I'm off. What in my mouth? Good morning. Good discussion. But we got to get out of the scarcity evolved instincts that the wealthiest people in this world are constantly playing us against each other with. Address the root cause problem. Learn to be wrong and be okay. It's Friday. It's Freedom Friday. That's what you should do. Look at your own indoctrination. Look at your own country. Look at your own evil. Don't worry if Syria is gassing its people. Syria is not gassing its people. What you need to look at is America gassing its people. If you live in America, if you live in London, is the UK gassing its people? Is it poisoning its people? Is it putting pesticides and herbicides in the food? Fix your own house, dummy. Nobody cares what you got to say about somebody else's house. Fix yourself. Well, we got to go get the conservatives. Leave them alone. You dumb as a bag of bricks in your own group. If you want to stay in that group, fix that group. Fix yourself. Look in the mirror. I think we're done with hypocrisy. I think we're done. Hopefully we're done with it. All right, what are y'all saying? What are y'all saying in the comments? Joe Rodriguez, the rich can have anything. The rich can have anything unless they have you or have your work. The rich can't have anything unless they have your work, right? Because the only currency that ever really exists is just human labor. That's been the basis of everything since we took over the whole planet. And as long as they got human labor, they can do anything they want. They can make capitalism look like socialism, like communism, like M-A-N-ism. They can make a new ism. They can call people skin colors and they actually believe that crap. Like they can do anything they want and they'll get away with it because they got all the power. And if you want to stand up and do a revolt, okay, go ahead and stand up. See what happens to you. Somebody said, we need to storm Washington. Yeah, you go ahead. That's going to last all of 32 seconds. Get all your guns, all your go do that. It's not going to work. They got all the power. And if not, they'll go find somebody who's starving, pay them to shoot you, to fly the drone, to bomb you. That they have all the power. The only power we have is our ability to look at a situation and say, you know what? We need to address the corruption and the fraud. Their power base comes from money. I work for them. I spend money with them. I buy their products. I am the one that support them and hold them up. I need to back away from that. That's our only power. That's it. That's it. We ain't got nothing else. Nothing else. Nope. Your AK-47 ain't gonna help you. Nope. Your guns ain't gonna help. None of that's gonna help you. Now, I agree that you need to be able to keep those things. They might help you out in the jam, but they're not gonna stop the fraud. They're not gonna stop the base corruption that our system is based in. You have to fight that by being smart enough to talk to the people they're telling you not to talk to. You need to be smart enough to go meet the people they indoctrinate you to hate. Find out who they are. Realize that they are an intellectual and they got legitimate gripes with the FROD system too. That's the only weapon we have. Facebook, man, y'all could be a part of that. Y'all piss me off. I don't know who's watching me today, John. John, Mike. I don't know who's watching me today. Y'all can be a part of that. Y'all can fix this majorly. Hey, you know, you realize the power, like really think about the power of social media. They can bring everybody together tomorrow. Damn it, world peace can be solved in a month if social media gave a damn. Think about that. Why doesn't it? Who runs it? Who's telling them what to do? Think about that. What else we got? Apocalypse means unveiling, which is a scary thing, Eva. The apocalypse is always coming. Because even if the elite, they don't have it in force, like we don't have to worry about the population. Like I don't even think about stuff like that. Because something is trying to always kill us. Something has always been trying to apocalypse us. It's always coming. We need to cancel the apocalypse. I need to find that clip. Yeah, find that. Idris Elba, I love that. We need to cancel the apocalypse. Probably can't show it. Then they hit me and like, nah, you can't monetize this. We can't show it. Copyright infringement. What movie was that from? I don't know the movie. I should just type cancel the apocalypse. Like we can actually type this. Like think about how sick this is. Think about where we are with the human race. I can go to this little silly box and I can type in cancel the apocalypse and he's right there and I can play a clip. We have never been here that we know of before. We are the most powerful species we know of because the aliens don't want to deal with us because we're stupid. But we are still, all of these resources that we have, all of this ability that we have, all of this possibility to build a sustainable world where everybody gets everything that they need. Every child is taken care of. And instead of helping out all of those people and helping the poor, we utilize all these resources to bomb and kill the poor. How does that make any damn sense? That's crazy. Never that we know of have they typed this stuff in and the answer just pops up right in front of you. This is insanity. I got the commercial. I don't watch the commercial. Oh, I guess I can't really show it. But it was a speech he gave at the end. Look, listen.
Today, at the edge of our hope, at the end of our time, we have chosen not only to believe in ourselves, but in each other. Today, there's not a man nor woman in here that shall stand alone. Not today. Today, we face the monsters that are at our door and bring the fight to them. Today, we are canceling the apocalypse.
How does that make you feel? One more time.
Face the monsters that are at our door.
Face the monster at our door.
Fight to them.
Fight to them.
Today we are
canceling the apocalypse. Oh, that's why we should be like, we should be flipping out now. Yeah, we're gonna cancel the apocalypse. I'm gonna go talk to the white people. I'm gonna go talk to the black people. I'm going right now. Where Ty at? Go now, right now. Go do it right now. Go talk to them. I'm gonna cancel the apocalypse. I'm gonna stop being a conservative. I'm gonna stop being a leftist and a rightist. I'm gonna stop being ignorant and being a Republican and a Democrat. I realize that the corruption and the fraud is the basis of every damn thing. I'm gonna get rid of my fraud. I'm gonna cancel the apocalypse. Then I'm gonna go back to being a human being. I'm gonna become sentient and give a damn about human life. And then I'm gonna teach my kids to be sentient too. Imagine that. If we became sentient, we gave a damn about human life. Imagine if we had common sense again. You can't have common sense because of the word common. You don't have anything in common with the other side because you're too stupid. That's the wrong word, I'm sorry. You're too indoctrinated. You let somebody take your naivety and make you look like a fool. You were raised to believe that you were something you were not. You can cancel the apocalypse by bringing in common sense, bringing commonalities back. The word common. You can't have things in common if you don't actually know what's common to the other side. You can't have another side. You can't be on a team. That's why I'm not on anybody's team. People send me stuff all the time. Come join our team. I won't be on your team. I love you, baby, but your team sucks. Your team is stupid. I want to have my integrity. The only way I get to have my integrity is I have to say what looks real to me based on my experiences and expand my experiences in talking to different communities that have different experiences than I do. That's how you cancel the apocalypse. You don't hate the elite. You understand the elite. You understand that it's the fraud in the system that has to go. It's the bare bone basic evolutionary instincts that they use and abuse against you because you haven't let your intellect tell you who the actual enemy is. And the enemy isn't a person. The enemy is a system. It's keeping things that we should have evolved out of in play today. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully somebody's picking up what I'm putting down. I think we need to cancel the apocalypse. All of them. The elite apocalypse that's coming, the left apocalypse that they want to bring, the right apocalypse that they want to bring, all their little hate groups and using hate in a well-meaning way to help their communities, the apocalypse of the asteroid that's coming. You know, the majority of time this planet's been here, it's been in an ice age. That's the default. Default of this planet is no you. That's the default. The default is not you. The default is not mammals. The default is not any of this. The default is tons and tons, hundreds of billions of tons of ice, miles thick, holding this planet down. That's the default. We need to cancel that. Maybe we need to get the hell out of here if we can't cancel that. But we don't focus our resources on that. We focused our resources on making the Wolverines bigger, stronger, more powerful. 30 yachts isn't enough. They need another. I guys listen to Dave Chappelle's story. That's a funny guy. He's talking about they were riding on, I think it was Dave. He's talking about riding around somebody's yacht. I forgot whose yacht he was on. Somebody's yacht. This is a yacht. And they pulled up to, I forgot who it was. It was either Puff Daddy or somebody. And he said, this is not, we don't have a yacht. They said they had the women out there sunning, you know, all the pictures y'all see, all the wealthy, living real good, serving the martinis, out on the deck sunning. They came up to Puff Daddy's yacht and they're like, we got a boat. It's like, this is not a yacht. This is a boat. It's a big boat, but it's just a boat. That's a yacht. They don't need that. I'm not saying we need to take it. I'm saying that we have the resources, the automation, and the intellects to stop allowing mass greed decide everything because you actually think that these political systems work. That's what we need to do. We need to make a happy Friday, Freedom Friday, and focus more on freedom than the fraud. Get rid of the fraud. I got to post that so y'all can see it. All right, what we got? Let me look at the comments, then I'm going to go. Impersonation, cast round 2. Tie. Ebony and Ivory, best song ever. It is, Sue, because everybody's Ebony and Ivory. Everybody is. Your Ivory on that side, your Ebony somewhere else, right? Everybody is. It's just we are all the same color. Sing about the Ebony and Ivory because that's what solar radiation did. It was fun enough to make us all look a little different, to make us a little more interesting, not to make us ignorant and tribal and bare our teeth with the other ignorant people who want to be tribal in that way. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Eva. Good morning, Gown. Did someone just use the H word? I'm not sure what the H word was, Gown. I'm a little high up in the comments. Yeah, Lori, they say things like that, the white devils and stuff like that. And what people have to do is you got to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. It ain't going to feel good when they say it to you. Don't say it to them. That means you've been indoctrinated to think that racism is a good thing. If you don't want to hear anybody say the word black people, don't say the word white people. You don't want to hear anybody talk about white privilege and don't say the, or black privilege, don't say white. I hate that. I hate even saying the dumb stuff. It's just stupid. We all sink or swim together. And like, that's why I tell my kids, don't fill out these forms with black, African American. Don't. Always select other, because baby, they don't know who you are. These people are psychotic. These people are just more plantation owners, and they're supported by other people who believe in that. They do it because they want to know how many ignorant people fall within their ignorant categorization fencing given by the masters are in a certain area, so they can say, we're going to give this money to this group of people, not the other group of people. Because this is the other group of people off. They live in the same abject poverty. They play these games on us, and we got to stop letting them play games on us. It's manufactured to keep us from the truth. Yes, Jasmine, they always manufacture anything they can to keep us from the truth. And social media is one of the tools that they're abusing because we let them. Only kindness matters, then we can see each other's true hearts. Yes, Renee, and we know that we are kind creatures. We're not violent creatures. When we fight with people, we feel like crap. When you give somebody something that they need and they break apart in tears because you gave them a coat or something, they break down in tears. Because that's another evolutionary thing that we have telling us what we actually are. We are a collective. We work together and we feel good when we work together. When we break apart and fight, you feel bad. You know, let me see. Crystal says she was fat before. That's okay. Fat ain't bad. Fat's a natural thing. I have some natural fat. Wintertime leaves, I got to get rid of my fat. Fat has a purpose too. No shame on fat, y'all. Fat does what it does. You know, a person's look does not determine their health, right? That's all up to their body. Their body knows what it's doing. If they're eating what they're supposed to and they got a little extra chunk, they're supposed to have a little extra chunk. The body's storing it up for something that we don't understand. You know, skinny people, they go to the casket as quick as chubby people. As long as we use race to describe someone's racism, racism will always exist. Exactly, Titus, and that's the exact point. You know, you fight the things that you keep alive. You want to keep hope alive, then keep hope alive. You want to keep racism alive, keep talking about race. Keep making up new words. Keep coming up with new names to divide yourself. Not me. Don't call me that. Them's fighting words. Call me person. Well, you're a POC. I almost flipped out. That lady, you call me a POC. The hell is a POC? I'm not gonna talk about POC today. All right, let me get down. Go down in the comments. Eva said laughter is the best medicine, and laughter is the best medicine. That's why I don't think we had these problems when I was growing up, because the comedians made fun of everybody. People weren't allowed to have these thin skins, right? And that's my big angst with social media and like giving me a mark because I'm laughing at Roseanne's joke, right? Like, it's stupid. I mean, what is the long-term future of helping people to take themselves too seriously? Honestly, what is it? My head looks like a milk dud. Y'all see that? They've been joking about me for the longest. Ever since my head looked like a milk dud. Before that, I was a little chubby roly-poly, right? People joked about me my whole life. It's like, okay, that's right. You know, I was like, I don't look like a milk dud. And I go look in the mirror like, oh, damn, I like milk dud. And I laugh at it like, yeah, I got down, dang guy, you got me. You got me. I like milk dud. All right, look, I want to bite the top of my head too. Y'all young people don't know what milk dud. They still make milk dud. Don't eat that. It's carcinogen. It'll kill you. And if I look like a monkey, I look like a monkey. Let it go. It's just jokes. But what is the long-term effect of using the power of social media and these anti-bullying initiatives or whatever they're trying to do to help people take themselves too seriously? That's an apocalypse. That's not canceling the apocalypse. That's speeding it up. One of the biggest problems we got now is people take themselves way too seriously. You shouldn't. We don't. We don't. I may not be able to say it on social media, but I make jokes about you all the time. I have no interest in that. Make jokes about me too. I like to laugh too. I can laugh at myself. What is the and what is that? What is that where people are afraid to laugh at themselves and they can't? Is that a form of mental illness? Is that a form of insecurity? What does it do to have the massive platforms of social media building up a population that's increasingly insecure instead of resolving it? Why can I laugh about being chubby as a kid? It's because my friends laughed at me. And I had two choices. Two choices. I cry, and I see the kids that cried. It never ended good for them. They went to the front of the bus. It did not end well for them. Or I could laugh with them and just think of a funnier joke to make everybody else laugh some more. Don't take yourselves too seriously. Do not take yourselves too seriously. That will end bad. If somebody's actually watching me from Facebook or Google or social media or something, y'all need to talk about this in the boardrooms. You really do. I know you're just trying to make money, and I know you got the CIA in the boardrooms. Little evil CIA. What was that in the news now? They found out they're working with the Bosnian and Lithuanian governments or something. Of course, they just murdering people. That's bloody gene. That's what they do. And of course, they murder everybody in the boardroom. But after the boardroom is over and CIA lead the boardroom, y'all need to get together and say, you know what? That little brown monkey-looking dude, look like a chubby monkey with a milk dud head. Yeah, that dude. He's kind of right. I don't think we really thought about the long game. I don't think we really thought about the long-term effect on the human race of making the human race more insecure, more fearful, and taking themselves more seriously. I don't think we thought about that. I don't think we thought about where this actually is going to go. Do you think we actually have the power on our platforms to pick presidents? Do you actually think we have the power on our platforms to make people happier? Do you think we can talk more about planned obsolescence and artificial scarcity and the reasons why rape exists? Do you think we can talk more and show more, not block pictures of mass incarceration? Why? Because rape is a bad thing. And normalizing that in a culture of children under 26 that don't even have frontal lobes, maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Maybe rape is bad. Maybe we should use our platform to help people. Maybe we should use our platform for more comedy. Maybe we should use our platform to really bring people together, like we say, really, and not just have it be a talking point of separating people out. Maybe that would be a great thing, you know? But we clap. We clap for the police state. We clap for the politicians who want the police state. We clap for things that we shouldn't. You know, I don't know if voting matters. I don't know. We talk about whether or not we're going to vote. At this moment, I have no interest in voting because I don't think voting is the problem. I think we're the problem. And I think until we realize we're the problem, we have to talk more. That's why I love this. I have friends that say stuff like, oh, you're whining. You're whining. You're whining about kids going to prison. They should pay the price. If they're not human, should they even be subject to human laws? If they don't have a human brain? You don't like rape. You don't like pedophiles and children being molested. That's being normalized in the prison system. You don't like it when people die. You don't like it when somebody runs a car over somebody's baby in Charlottesville because they're angry. You don't want to solve the problem. You perpetuate the problem. Sharon's talking about Roseanne's show. Would they have canceled Roseanne's show if she had said anything about any of us regular people? No, they wouldn't, Sharon. Of course they wouldn't. They wouldn't care. They don't care what we do to each other. They don't care if we rape each other. They don't care if we rob each other. They don't care if we murder each other. They don't care about black on black crime. They don't care about white on white crime. They don't care about none of that. They're Wolverines. They just need their pound of flesh and to keep you out of their territory. That's another different thing about a Wolverine. It doesn't kill just to eat like a lion or a tiger or a bear. It kills to kill because it's a killer. And we live in a world where people say that they got religion and spirituality and faith, or atheists, and they believe in natural law, and they're okay with murder. They're okay with rape. The Wolverine would just chase you because you're standing there. So no, Sharon, they wouldn't have canceled her show. Absolutely not. They don't care about us. We are the only ones that care about us. You know, we got to stop being played by them in order to be played by, in order to care. We have to put ourselves in those shoes. We got to put ourselves in issues of all sides and fix the corruption and the fraud. That's where it's at. Corruption and the fraud. Focus on the root cause. Listen, I gotta go. It's been awesome talking to you guys this morning. Great hanging out with you. Look at your own corruption and fraud. Look at your own support for your own corruption and fraud and supporting the system up. Back out of it. Now's not the time for banks. Now's not the time for greed. Now's not the time for capitalism. Now's not the time for racism. Now's not the time for fighting with other poor people. Focus on the actual root cause problems of our world. You say that you want to do better for your children. You say that you want a better world for them. And stop building a more corrupt world for you at the middle class business level. And think about what you can do to take fraud out of the system. You don't like rape, then stop supporting the people who make rape normalized. Right? What's her name? What is her name? Kim Kardashian with the big booty. She went to the president to talk about mass incarceration. We laugh at it. We laugh like bimbo. She's a Hollywood porn star. As bimbo as she is, as porn starish and whatever she is, she's smarter than everybody in Washington because she's actually talking about something that actually would reduce rape. She's actually talking about something that would reduce violence. She's talking about something that would even take away a need for welfare. She's talking about something that would resolve every problem. Not making more Wolverines, not taking kids under the age of 26 who grew a plant and put them in prison, a peaceful crime, making them a monster, making them a rapist, normalizing these things, releasing them back out in society to kill one of us, or rape one of us, or murder or rape one of our children. She's talking about what none of your leaders are even smart enough to figure the hell out. Imagine that. Imagine she's this bimbo. What are your leaders? Think about that, y'all. Think about who you're supporting. All right, I gotta go. Y'all have a great Friday. Love y'all to death. I let the music play and I disappear like this. Like, oh, wait, no, I'm not gonna disappear. I'm gonna disappear a different way today. Today, I'm gonna do my Captain Kirk. Let me see if I can fade out to this. Just not do that. Then I'm gonna let the music play. Let you finish your last comments. Say goodbye. Make friends. If you see somebody commenting in a section and they say something that you like, make a friend of that person. It's important. Captain Kirk. Kirk out. Have a good weekend, you guys.